Okay. So the next topic which we are studying is gravitation. So very easy topic ma. You will get 2 questions from this chapter in NEET examination, 1.5 questions in mains examination. It means 1 is possible or 2 is also possible. Definitely in NEET you will get 2 questions, and 2 questions will be very easy questions. Just by direct application of formula you can get these questions. One of the easiest topics of physics. Okay, up to NEET level. But if you go for mains and advanced level, you have to use calculus also. But up to NEET level, we don't use any calculus here. Direct formula based applications we will do. Okay. So the concept of gravitation, it is not evolved in a single day. It took many centuries to come to this conclusion. Okay. So previously the people of olden days, Harappa civilization, మొహంజదారో సివిలైజేషన్ విన్నారా? 10th క్లాస్ ఇంతకుముందు సోషల్లో వచ్చేది, ఇప్పుడు ఏ ఎక్కడ ఉందో తెలియదు నాకు. సో ఇన్ హిస్టరీ ఇఫ్ యూ స్టడీ హరప్పన్ అండ్ మొహంజదారో సివిలైజేషన్ విచ్ వర్ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ ఇన్ ఇండియా బిఫోర్ జీసస్ క్రైస్ట్, క్లియర్? సో దోస్ పీపుల్ దే వర్ బిలీవింగ్ దట్ అర్త్ వాస్ ఫ్లాట్. అర్త్ ఫ్లాట్గా ఉంది. సో ఇఫ్ యూ ట్రావెల్ వెరీ ఫార్ అవే దెన్ యూ విల్ ఫాల్ ఫ్రమ్ ద సర్ఫేస్ ఆఫ్ అర్త్. So that people were believing in olden days, clear? And then after some centuries there came a very intelligent person whose name was Nicholas Copernicus. Okay, ma? So Nicholas Copernicus, he has given the theory of geocentric theory. Geo means earth. Geocentric theory means what? He said that earth is the center of universe and all the celestial sun is the, what did I say? Geocentric theory, no. Nicholas Copernicus, he said heliocentric theory was correct. Until that, people were believing that geocentric theory was correct. So 2 theories are there. First theory is called as geocentric theory, and next theory is called as heliocentric theory. So geocentric theory means what? Earth is the center of universe and all the planets, they are rotating around the earth. Sun is also rotating around earth. Planets are also, they are rotating around earth. That is called as geocentric theory. So after believing that earth is so flat, then people came to the second conclusion. Maybe earth is in the form of a sphere. Are able to understand? Earth is at the center of universe and every celestial body is rotating around earth. చూడడానికి అలాగే కనిపిస్తుంది కదా. పొద్దున్న లేచినప్పటి సూర్యుడు ఈ వైపు నుంచి ఆ వైపు పోతూ ఉంటాడు అన్నమాట. సో జనరల్లీ పీపుల్ బిలీవ్ దట్ మేబీ అర్త్ అండ్ సన్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఈస్ రొటేటింగ్ అరౌండ్ సన్ ఈస్ రొటేటింగ్ అరౌండ్ అర్త్. దట్ ఈస్ జియోసెంట్రిక్ థియరీ. సో ఆల్ ద పీపుల్ ఇనీషియలీ దే బిలీవ్డ్ దిస్ థియరీ, ఇంక్లూడింగ్ ద చర్చ్ ఆల్సో. ఓకే, చర్చ్ వాస్ ద సుప్రీం పవర్, నో? ఇన్ ఓల్డెన్ డేస్ చర్చ్ వాస్ ద సుప్రీం పవర్. సో చర్చ్ ఆల్సో స్టార్టింగ్ preaching that earth is the center of universe and everybody is rotating around earth. Clear, Nama? Then came the first person who is called as Nicholas Copernicus. Okay, so Nicholas Copernicus said that geocentric theory is wrong and heliocentric theory was correct. What is meant by heliocentric theory? Sun is the center of universe. Helios means the sun. Okay, ma? Sun is the center of universe and every other bodies, they are rotating around sun. So when he announced his theory, church was very angry on him. Okay, no? So he was awarded death penalty, Uri Disnarayan, because of stating this statement. Are you able to understand? So next came many people, ma. Okay, out of them there is a very famous scientist, atani peru em peru? Johannes Kepler, the master of, clear? So he was very much interested to prove that Nicholas Copernicus is wrong. Tycho Brahe was actually, he was interested in which theory? He was interested in geocentric theory. He wanted to prove that earth is the center of universe and every other body is rotating around earth. So Tycho Brahe danipaina interest annamata. And the point is that he was a very intelligent scientist, very intelligent person. Are you able to understand? So the king of Belgium, he belongs to Belgium. King of Belgium, he gave 1% revenue only for his experiments. Belgium పెద్ద దేశం. 1% revenue means it will be very huge amount of money. No? So that amount of money was given to Tycho Brahe by the King of Belgium. So with that money, he bought a separate island, and in that island, he constructed many modern apparatus. He was a very brilliant person, Tycho Brahe. So each apparatus will be the size of this room also. Okok apparatus ee room anta size undi. And he appointed nearly 400 assistants. 400 scientists he recruited, and whatever observations were done by Tycho Brahe and other scientists, they were making a record of it. So by using all those instruments, they started observing the nature. Sun movement ela undi, moon movement ela undi, seasons ela maartunnai, wind directions ela maarta unnai. All this they started recording in the books. Clear now? And after doing lot of work, so Tycho Brahe has a very bad habit. So he had the habit of drinking too much. మామూలుగా విపరీతంగా తాగేవాడు. తాగి ఎవరితో పడితే వాళ్ళతో గొడవలు పెట్టుకుంటేవాడు అనమాట. So in such one incident, he died suddenly. Are you able to understand? After doing lot of research, and he did not analyze that. Analyze చేయలేదు. Just he has done the research, and after doing lot of research for many years, Tycho Brahe, he was an old man and he died. Clear? No? Old man means at the age of some 40 to 60 years in between. Clear? So then Tycho Brahe had 400 assistants. No? Out of them, Kepler, Johannes Kepler was a young assistant at the age of nearly some 20 to 25 years. Clear? No? He was a very dedicated person and he was very much interested in the work of Tycho Brahe. So what he has done is, he has collected all the work which was done by Tycho Brahe, and he went to his home. అతను చేసిన వర్క్, ఆర్టికల్స్, రీసెర్చ్ అంతా తీసుకొని ఇంటికి వెళ్ళిపోయాడు. Then he started analyzing the records, analyzing the research done by Tycho Brahe and other scientists. Clear now? So then Kepler came to know that definitely heliocentric theory was correct and church was wrong, or geocentric theory was wrong, and he proved it. Prove చేస్తే ఇంకేం మాట్లాడలేదు, చర్చ్ సైలెంట్గా అయిపోయింది అనమాట. Are you able to understand? In the meanwhile, Galileo also, he invented a telescope. Galileo కూడా టెలిస్కోప్ను కనుక్కున్నాడు. So Galileo also favored heliocentric theory. Galileo was a very big scientist, very intelligent person. So he also he was emphasizing on heliocentric theory, that sun is the center of universe, earth is rotating around sun. But church was again angry on him. Are you able to understand? అంటే వాళ్ళ సొంత ఒపీనియన్స్ వాళ్ళకు ఉన్నాయి, బైబిల్కి సంబంధం లేదు అది. దే హ్యాడ్ దేర్ ఓన్ ఒపీనియన్స్. ఓకే. అండ్ Galileo was imprisoned for life in his home itself. House arrest చేసినారు ఆయన. ఓకే కాన్సెప్ట్గా అసలు. Are you able to understand? So Galileo was house arrested until his death. ముసలోడు అయినంత వరకు ఇంట్లో ఉండాల్సిన, బయటికి రావడానికి లేదనమాట. So like that, by observing the suns and stars continuously with his telescope, he got a blind also. చివరి వయసులో అతను కళ్ళు పోయినాయి గెలీలియోకి. And he had written very good books on Newton's laws, or their name, inertia concept. Inertia concept, first it was identified by Galileo, and all the celestial bodies, all the research on solar system, he has done many work. He was a very good mathematician also, Galileo. Okay. So then Kepler, he took the work of Tycho Brahe and he went to his home. There he started researching on the work of Tycho Brahe. Are you able to understand? Then he got some postulates. He said that sun is the center of universe. It means heliocentric theory is correct. Clear now? And he said that planets are rotating. Planets are rotating in circular or in elliptical orbits. Okay, ma? And he formulated 3 laws also. Those laws we can call them as Kepler's laws of planetary motion. Are you able to understand, ma? So he said that definitely sun is the center of universe. All the planets, they are rotating in elliptical orbits, not circular orbits. They were not rotating in circular orbits, but they were rotating in elliptical orbits, egg-shaped orbit. Clear, no? And he formulated 3 laws. What are the 3 laws we will study at the end of this chapter? Are you able to understand? And the point is that these three laws, they are satisfied even today also. Ee roju kuda avi satisfy avuతాయి. Clear na? So this is the basic brief introduction of gravitation. Okay. So then comes Newton. Okay, ma? Newton believed to be one of the most brilliant scientists of history. Clear na? Einstein is also believed to be very intelligent, but Newton is considered to be the most intelligent of all the scientists even up to today. Clear? So Newton formulated Newton's law of gravitation. Okay, ma? Newton's law of gravitation. So you should have studied his story now. It is believed that he was sitting under a tree, apple tree. Apple వచ్చి ఆయన నెత్తి మీద పడింది అన్నమాట. He could not understand why apple has fallen down. Why apple cannot go to the tree upwards. Are you able to understand? So that was the question in his mind. Therefore he thought that earth is having some force. By that force only it is able to pull the apple. Are you able to understand? So therefore he started working on that, and he thought that celestial body, every celestial body has some force of attraction. Moon also, sun also, Jupiter also, Mars also. All of them, they have a force. And he named that force as gravitational force. He was the person who named that force. Are you able to understand now? Then after doing some more research, he generalized the concept. Generalized means what? He said that gravitational force is not shown by earth on apple. Apple also shows gravitational force on earth. Are you able to understand? అర్త్ యాపిల్ని అట్రాక్ట్ చేయడం కదా, యాపిల్ కూడా అర్త్ని అంతే ఫోర్స్తో అట్రాక్ట్ చేస్తుంది అని కనుక్కున్నాడు అనమాట. ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్? సో దేర్ ఫోర్ హీ జనరలైజ్డ్ దిస్ కాన్సెప్ట్ టు ఎవ్రీ ఆబ్జెక్ట్, ఎనీ ఆబ్జెక్ట్, నాట్ ఓన్లీ సెలెస్టియల్ బాడీస్. If you take any two objects in this universe, for example, if I take this pen and this cap, so there is a gravitational force even between these two also. Are you able to understand, ma? So he generalized the law of gravitation for every body in this universe. Are you able to understand? So therefore he said that, for example, if these are two point masses, okay, ma? Point masses. See, ma, Newton's law of gravitation, it is applicable only for point masses only. Point masses ki maatrame apply avutundi. Clear? So for example, this is a body of mass m1, this is another point of mass m2, and they are separated by a distance of r. Then he said that the force of attraction between these two bodies, F is directly proportional to 1 by r square, and F is F inversely proportional to 1 by r square, ma, F proportional to product of masses m1 into m2. Okay? It means if masses are greater, force is also greater. Masses ekku unte force ekku. Similarly, if distance is greater, force will be lesser because it is inversely proportional. Clear now? And if you add both of them, if you combine both of them, then I can write F is proportional to m1 m2 divided by r square. It is directly proportional to product of masses, inversely proportional to square of the distance. Now to remove this proportionality symbol, we have to place a constant number, and when he calculated the constants, he was very much shocked to see the result. Okay? Why he was in shock means, because for any two bodies in this universe, the constant was same. Okay? In between Jyoti and Vishakha, the gravitational constant is same. In between Jyoti and her pen, gravitational constant is same. In between pen and this cap, gravitational force is same. In between earth and sun, gravitational constant is same. Are you able to understand, ma? So, and that constant is given by F is equals to G m1 m2 divided by r square, where G is called the constant of this equation, and that G he called it as universal gravitational constant. Universal gravitational constant. Okay, ma? And its value is 6.67 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Okay. So why it is called universal gravitational constant, ma? Universal gravitational constant అని ఎందుకు అంటాము? For example, we have universal gas constant, no? R value. Okay. Similarly, universal gas constant. Universal gas constant is satisfied for any ideal gas. Similarly, universal gravitational constant is satisfied for any two bodies in this universe. Are you able to understand? That is why it is called universal gravitational constant. A body kaina adi satisfy between any two bodies. Okay, ma? That's it. And what is the note point here? You have to write. Note point is that this law is applicable. This law is applicable for point masses. Okay, ma? Law applicable for point masses. Is it clear? So therefore, same equation can I use between gravitational force between Earth and Sun? Earth ki Sun ki madhyalo kuda idi use chesukovacha? Chesukolemu. We can use, because for spherical bodies, Earth is a sphere, no? Sun is also a sphere. For spherical bodies, gravitational center of mass will be exactly at their center, no? So definitely you can use this equation. Are you able to understand? For example, if you take, this is Sun, center of mass is present here, so its total mass is capital A. And consider this is Earth. Are you able to understand? No? For Earth also, center of mass is exactly at its center. Okay, ma? And spherical bodies always behave like a point mass. What is the specialty of spherical bodies, ma? They behave like point masses. So that is another important point. So note point is that spheres behave like what? Spheres behave like point masses. Are you able to understand, ma? Spherical shape only. Sun flat cricket Sun is a spherical body. Earth is also a spherical body. And spherical bodies, they behave like point masses. Other bodies doesn't behave. For other bodies, you cannot use this formula. Only for spherical bodies, they can behave like point masses, and same equation you can write. So if Earth and Sun, if they are separated by a distance of r, okay, let mass of this one is small m, mass of this one is capital M. Okay. Then I can write F is equals to G capital M into small m divided by r square. Same relation I can use in this condition also. Are you able to understand? So similarly, between any two celestial bodies, Earth, Moon, Earth, Sun, or Sun, Jupiter, Sun, Pluto, anything, this equation you can directly use. F is equal to G m1 m2 divided by r square, because all the celestial bodies, they are spherical. Okay, flat ga undedi edi ledu kada, anni spherical bodies. So this equation you can use, because this equation is satisfied only for point masses, and spherical bodies behave like point masses. Ee point meeru marchipokodu. Clear ma? That's it. Make a note of 2 here. Nature of gravitation, ma? Nature of gravitation. So what are the properties of gravitational force? So first property is, it is always attractive force. Okay, ma? Gravitational force is always attractive force. It never repels anybody. Okay? Jesus Christ, Muhammad Pravakta laga anamata. Evarni asahinchukodu, andarni premistaru. Okay? So gravitational force lo repulsive force undadu. Only attractive force. It always attracts other body. Clear? Second point is that long range force. Not long, very long range force. Okay? So my electrostatic force is a very short range force, no? For example, if you take an alpha particle and a gold nucleus, only when they are present at a very small distance only, you can see the force of repulsion or attraction between them. Electrostatic force, very short range forces. Nuclear forces are still very, very, very short. Nuclear forces you can see only inside nucleus only. And nucleus is very small. Are you able to understand? But gravitational force is a very long range force. It extends up to lakhs and lakhs of millions of kilometers. Sun ekkadundi, Earth ekkadundi. Very huge distance. No? Distance between Earth and Moon is nearly 4 lakhs of kilometers. 3.85 lakhs of kilometers. But still Moon is rotating around Earth because of gravitational force. So this is a very long range force. Clear? Third point is that it is the weakest force. Okay, ma? Of all the 4 types of forces, gravitational force is the weakest force. Okay, ma? Chala weak, very small force, because What is the reason here? See how we can see F is equals to G m1 m2 divided by r square. What is G value? G value is 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. Minus 11 means small value or a big value? Very, very, very small value. So force also is very small. Okay, ma? So that is the reason why you cannot experience force between pen and this cap. So we are saying gravitational force is existing between them also, no? Can you because this is a very small force, no? You cannot experience it. Okay? So at least one of the body should be very big body. For example, human being and earth. Earth enta peddadu? Chala peddadu. 6 into 10 power 24 kgs. Very big body. So if earth is so much bigger, you are able to experience small force. Chinna force kada mee paina act avutunnadi. So at least one body should be very big body, then you can experience the force. Otherwise, generally it is not observable between small bodies. Understood, no? And one more point is, it acts only between the centers joining them. Okay, ma? So gravitational force ekkada padithe akkada act avadu. Oka body యొక్క center of mass ki inkoka body యొక్క center of mass ki madhyalone act avutadi. Are you able to understand? For example, if I take this is one irregular body, this is another irregular body. Center of mass of this body is here, center of mass of this body is here. So force acts only between these 2 points only. Center of mass of one body attracts the center of mass of another body. So gravitational force centers lo maatrame act. It means gravitational force cannot provide a torque. Gravitational force torque ni produce cheyaledu. Because if force is acting at the axis of rotation, then gravitational force is not responsible for rotation. No? Are you able to understand, ma? See, I will try to understand by a small example. Ma? See, this is sun, okay, and this is earth. Sun, this is earth. So where is the force? Force is acting only between centers only. Sun is pulling earth in this direction, let us assume. Okay. Then what is the torque produced in this condition? Torque is R into F. R value is 0, force is F. So torque is also 0. Are you able to understand? So if force is directly acting on the axis itself, axis paine force act avutu unte atvanti force torque ni produce chestunda cheyaledu. Okay. So therefore sun is not responsible for rotation of earth. Earth is rotating around itself also, no? Sun tana chuttu tanu kuda tirugutundi kada. Sun kuda tirugutundi, earth kuda tirugutundi. Sun is also rotating around itself. Earth is also rotating around itself. Kotta point kada. Are you able to understand, no? Sun also slowly rotates around its axis. Earth also is rotating around its axis. Are you able to understand, no? So then who is responsible for rotation of earth? We are saying that sun is not responsible, no? Earth tana chuttu tanu tiradaniki sun responsible kaadu, because sun is not providing any torque. Then who is responsible for rotating of earth? Tana chuttu tanu tiradaniki evaru responsible? అసలు ఎందుకు తిరుగుతుంది? పని లేదు దానికి. ఎవరు ఫోర్స్ అప్లై చేయనప్పుడు ఎందుకు తిరుగుతుంది? నోబడీ ఈస్ అప్లైయింగ్ ఫోర్స్ ఆన్ ఎర్త్. Torque is not provided by anybody. Then why earth is rotating around its own axis? చెప్పండి, చెప్పండి, ఆలోచించండి. We are saying that earth is not providing any torque, no? If only torque is there, then earth should rotate with an alpha value, with an angular acceleration. Okay? Question is, why earth is rotating? See, earth is rotating with the same angular velocity, no? Omega is a constant. For every 24 hours, it completes one rotation. 24 hours ko sari poortiga adi tirugutundi. That is the time period of earth. It means that omega is a constant. If omega is a constant, alpha value? 0. Alpha is 0. If alpha is 0, torque is also 0. So for rotation of earth, no need of applying any force. At the formation of this solar system, earth was rotating. ఈ సోలార్ సిస్టమ్ని భగవంతుడు సృష్టించినప్పుడు అది తిరుగుతుంది. ఏది? అర్త్. కాబట్టి ఇప్పటికీ తిరుగుతూనే ఉంది, అంతే, ఇంకేం లేదు. Are you able to understand? Because nobody is stopping that one. అది తిరుగుతూ ఉంది, ఎవరు ఆపడం లేదు దాన్ని. ఎవరికి పని లేదు కదా, ఎవరు ఆపడం లేదు. సో తిరుగుతానే. Are you able to understand? So therefore, for rotation of earth, gravitational force is not responsible. This is one point. Okay. Then fifth point is that, clear ma? So gravitational force is independent of medium. Gravitational force is independent of medium. What is meant by independent of medium? See ma, consider this is one mass m1, this is another mass m2. Okay, distance between them is r. Okay, then what is the gravitational force? F is equal to g m1 m2 divided by r square. This is the formula. Ante kada, 2 point masses separated by distance r, then F is equal to g m1 m2 divided by r square. Is it clear? Now what I do is, I will place one more point mass between them, mass m3. In between these two masses, I am placing one more body, m3. Now gravitational force, will it increase or decrease? Increase avutunda, decrease avutunda?
M3 పైన డిపెండ్ అవుతుంది.
I want gravitational force between 1 and 2, F12.
డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది.
Gravitational force, will it increase or decrease? Gravitational force doesn't change, it remains to be same. అదే కదా ఇక్కడ స్టేట్మెంట్ రాసుకున్నది. గ్రావిటేషనల్ ఫోర్స్ ఈజ్ ఇండిపెండెంట్ ఆఫ్ మీడియం. వాట్ ఎవర్ యూ ప్లేస్ ఎనీ బాడీ ఇన్ బిట్వీన్ దెమ్, గ్రావిటేషనల్ ఫోర్స్ డజంట్ చేంజ్. ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ మా? ఈవెన్ యూ సబ్మర్జ్ బోత్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్ ఇన్ వాటర్. ఆ రెండు మాసెస్ని తీసుకొని వాటర్లో సబ్మర్జ్ చేసినారు అనుకోండి, దెన్ ఆల్సో గ్రావిటేషనల్ ఫోర్స్ డస్ నాట్ change. You submerge them in kerosene, you submerge them in petrol, gravitational force does not change, it always remains same. So gravitational force is independent of medium. Are you able to understand? So that is the meaning of it. Okay, so these are some of the properties of gravitational force, and all these properties you must remember, because question can be given on any of the properties. So many times questions were given on fourth property and fifth property. Okay, and question were given on this also. So these properties of gravitation you should remember carefully. So a mass m should be split into m1 m2 and separated by a distance of r. So consider this is a point mass. Okay ma, this is a point mass and mass is m. So I want to split this one into two masses. Okay, so one mass is here and one mass is here. They are separated by how much distance now? They are separated by distance of r. Masses are m1 m2, and what are the ratio of these masses? I don't know. Are you able to understand? So half ga kuda split cheyochu, 2:3 ratio lo split cheyochu, 1:3 ratio lo you can split in any ratio. Are you able to understand? The question is, what is that ratio for which force of attraction between them is maximum? Force of attraction ela undali? Maximum undali. Okay, so Sima, for example, if it is a 10 kg body, you can make 1 kg 9 kg. Clear no? You can make a 2 kg 8 kg. You can make a 3 kg 7 kg, 4 kg 6 kg, 5 kg 5 kg. Clear no? So like this you can split. So these are the many methods in which I can split a body. 1 kg 9 ga split cheyochu, 2 8 3 7 4 6 5 4. Are you able to understand? So in which ratio I have to split these masses such that force of attraction is maximum force of attraction ravali for the same distance?
Sir, 1 to 9.
1 to 9. How can you say?
Bigger body, smaller body attraction.
Anybody? So what is the equation of gravitational force? F is equal to g m1 m2 divided by r square. This is the formula, no? Clear now? So for force to be maximum, product of m1 m2 should be maximum, no? Okay, m1 m2 maximum aithe automatically force also will be maximum. Now you see the values: 1 into 9 9, 2 into 8 16, 7 3s are 21, 6 4s are 24, 5 5s are 25. So which value is maximum? 25 is maximum. And 25 is maximum in which condition? Only when masses are equal. Okay, ma? So when you split any body into equal masses and separate them, then gravitational force will be maximum. Are you able to understand? So therefore I say m1 is equal to capital M by 2, m2 is also capital M divided by 50-50%. Okay. So therefore m1 m2 by ratio, m by 2 divided by m by 2. How much ma? 1:1 ratio. That is our answer. Okay. ఈక్వల్గా స్ప్లిట్ చేసినప్పుడే గ్రావిటేషనల్ ఫోర్సు మ్యాక్సిమం ఉంటుంది. గ్రావిటేషనల్ ఫోర్స్ అదే కదా మరి, ఫోర్స్ అప్లైడ్ బై వన్ బాడీ అండ్ అనదర్ బాడీ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ గ్రావిటేషనల్.
సార్ ఏ
అదే కదా మా సెమ్ కాబట్టి గ్రావిటేషన్ కూడా మా సెమ్ ఎంత ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేసిన గ్రావిటీ కూడా
సార్ 3/mr
ఏం చెప్తాం రా సీమా. See, I will try to make you understand. See, 3 solid spheres of equal mass. Masses are equal, no? And they are arranged in the form of an equilateral triangle. What is meant by equilateral triangle? All sides and angles, they are equal. So this I can consider as an equilateral triangle. So here there is one point mass, see ma, solid sphere, no? Solid sphere means you can consider them as point masses. Spheres, solid spheres, hollow spheres, you can consider them as point masses. So Newton's law of gravitation you can directly apply. For other bodies you cannot do it. అది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఒక రాడ్ ఒక పాయింట్ మాస్ ఇచ్చినాడంటే చేయలేము. ఓన్లీ ఫర్ సాలిడ్ స్పియర్స్ యూ కెన్ అప్లై న్యూటన్స్ లా ఆఫ్ గ్రావిటేషన్ డైరెక్ట్లీ. క్లియర్ నౌ? సో దిస్ ఈజ్ అ సాలిడ్ స్పియర్, దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో ఏ సాలిడ్ స్పియర్, దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో ఏ సాలిడ్ స్పియర్. Masses are equal and separation between them is how much ma? R. They are arranged in R distance. So for example, if I want to calculate gravitational force acting on this body because of these two bodies, okay ma? And gravitational force is always attractive force, no? Gravitational force a type of force, so always attractive. So first body will pull this body. In which direction? It will pull this body in this direction. Are you able to understand now? First body is pulling the third body in this direction. ఈ డైరెక్షన్లోనే పుల్ చేస్తుంది కదా, బికాస్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్వేస్ వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ఫోర్స్? అట్రాక్టివ్ ఫోర్స్. అండ్ సెకండ్ బాడీ ఆల్సో పుల్స్ దిస్ థర్డ్ బాడీ ఇన్ విచ్ డైరెక్షన్? ఇన్ దిస్ పర్టికులర్ డైరెక్షన్. ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ మా? సో దిస్ ఫోర్స్ ఈస్ F13, దిస్ ఫోర్స్ ఈస్ F23. సో దిస్ ఇస్ థర్డ్ బాడీ, ఫస్ట్ బాడీ, అండ్ దిస్ ఇస్ సెకండ్ బాడీ. ఓకే. సో F13 విల్ బీ హౌ మచ్? కెన్ యూ సీ? F13, force of attraction between first body and third body. G masses are same, no? G m into m divided by distance is a square. So G m square divided by a square. That's all, no? F23, force of attraction on third body because of first body. I will call it as F31, that is better notation, ma? And this I will call it as 32, force of attraction on third body because of first body. Force of attraction on third body because of second body. Okay? Now, F32, G m divided by a square. Same masses, same distance. Understood now? So this is also G m square divided by a square. So two forces are acting like this. So net force I can calculate. How can I calculate net force? So these two vectors, they are joined tail to tail, no? So use parallelogram rule of addition. Okay, ma? So if I use parallelogram rule of addition, I will draw here, ma? So this is one force F32 and this is another force F31. Angle will be how much? Angle ఎంత ఉంటుంది? Theta ఎంత? This is an equilateral triangle, no? 60 degrees. Okay, ma? 60, 60, 60. Clear? So therefore net force will be how much? So this is the net force. Okay, and F net will be how much ma? It is equals to square root of, so F1, F31 and F32 both are same, no? Magnitude wise both are same, no ma? So therefore I will write F31 is equals to F32 is equal to F. Okay, therefore how I can write? F square plus F square plus 2F into cos 60. This is how I can calculate resultant force, no? So substitute. So therefore, or you can write forces are equal, number. So if forces are equal, net force I can write 2F cos theta by 2 also. So directly you can write. So this formula is satisfied in which condition? If forces are equal. Okay, ma? If forces are equal, you can directly use this relation. If you solve this relation, this is the relation which you will get. Okay. So 2 into F value is how much? Gm square divided by A square multiplied by cos 60 by 2. Cos 60 by 2? Cos 30. Cos 30 value is root 3 divided by 2. So 2 and 2 gets cancelled. So root 3 Gm square divided by A square. This is my answer. Okay. And that force will be acting in this direction. Understood? No? So net force acting on any one body is how much? Root 3 Gm square divided by A square. Understood now? See this question. So two particles, each of mass capital M, are moving in a circular path of radius. So only because of mutual gravitational force of attraction, then find their tangential speeds. That is the question. See. So what is happening is, consider this is a circular path. Okay. So in this circular path, here there is one body of mass capital M, and here also there is a body of mass capital M. And what is the radius of this circular path? Radius of this circular path is r. So they are moving around each other, not around each other. They are moving in a circular path. Okay, ma? So this one is having a tangential speed of Vt. Then this one also will have the same tangential speed of Vt. So they are moving in the circular path. And for moving in circular path, what is required, ma? Centripetal force is required. Who is providing the centripetal force? Gravitational force. Clear, ma? See, ma, here, for example, if you take this first body, second body is attracting this body, no? That's all, no? And this force is acting in which direction? It is acting towards the center. Okay? So this gravitational force and centripetal force, ye direction lo undali? Always towards the center only, no? So centripetal force is always towards center, and that force is provided by gravitational force between these two masses. Already we studied that gravitational force exists between any two masses, no ma? మీ రెండు ఫింగర్స్ మధ్యలో కూడా ఉంటుందన్నమాట. Okay, but you cannot experience that. Understood now? So because of this mutual gravitational force, they are moving in a circular path. Similarly, if you take second body, first body is also pulling second body again towards the center. Okay. So therefore, this tangential speeds I require to calculate. Can you say how can I calculate? చెప్పండి ఎలా చేస్తారు?
So
Resulted. No. See, very simple here. Gravitational force between these two molecules is providing the centripetal force. That's all, no? ఈ రెండింటి మధ్యలో ఉన్న గ్రావిటేషనల్ ఫోర్స్ ఏం చేస్తుంది? సెంట్రిపెటల్ ఫోర్స్ని ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తుంది. సో దేర్ ఫర్ దోస్ టూ ఫోర్సెస్ దర్ ఈక్వల్. క్లియర్ నౌ? సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిస్టెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ ద మాసెస్? ఆర్ అండ్ ఆర్. ఆర్ అండ్ ఆర్ 2r. సో గ్రావిటేషనల్ ఫోర్స్ g m1 m2 divided by r square. This is the formula, no, for gravitational force. And what is the equation for centripetal force? mv square by r. So mv square divided by r. Now let us take this one to be my first particle. Let us calculate gravitational force on first particle. So g m into m divided by distance between both of them is 2r. 2r whole square. That's all, no? And centripetal force I am calculating on first mass. Mass is capital M. Its tangential velocity is Vt. And radius is how much? But radius means which one I have to take? Distance only from the center, no? That is called as radius. So 2r తీసుకోకూడదు ఇక్కడ. ఎక్కడ ఎంత తీసుకోవాలి? r తీసుకోవాలి. So therefore r square. Sorry, mv square by r only. Clear now? From this can't I calculate Vt? That's what I require. Are you able to understand? Now see what are the terms which can get cancelled? Capital M, capital M. So Gm divided by 4r square is equals to Vt square divided by r. So square and r get cancelled. So therefore Vt is equals to square root of Gm divided by 4r, or 1 by 2 root gm divided by r, that's all. So this is the tangential speed with which each particle is rotating. That's it. Understood now? ఏ కాన్సెప్ట్ యూస్ చేస్తున్నాం మనము? కాన్సెప్ట్ విచ్ వీ హ్యావ్ యూస్డ్ ఈస్ ఇఫ్ ఎ బాడీ షుడ్ మూవ్ ఇన్ ఎ సర్కులర్ పాత్, సెంట్రిపిటల్ ఫోర్స్ షుడ్ బి దేర్. అండ్ హూ ఈస్ ప్రొవైడింగ్ ద సెంట్రిపిటల్ ఫోర్స్? గ్రావిటేషనల్ ఫోర్స్, దట్స్ ఇట్. ఓకే. Sima, here two particles, not two particles. Next problem is we are taking 4 particles. Clear ma? 2 particles already we have solved. Now we are taking 4 particles. Each of mass capital M, and they are moving in a circular path of radius capital R. And again they are moving in circular path only because of gravitational forces of attraction. Then you are supposed to find their tangential speeds. Okay. Now see. So consider, first of all we will draw the diagram. So this is a circle in which these 4 masses are rotating. Okay. So let us first of all identify a square in this one. So it means one mass should have been present here, one mass should have been present here, one mass is here, and another mass is present here. Clear now? So all of them, they are moving with the tangential speeds of vt like this. Clear now? And from the center of this circle, radius is r. Okay, this is the given diagram. And mass of each particle is capital M, capital M, capital M, and capital M. So they are moving only because of centripetal force. So therefore, one body I will take to be my reference. I will take this body to be my reference. So on this body, I will calculate net gravitational force, and I will see that net gravitational force is in which direction. If it is acting towards the center, then definitely I can say that gravitational force is providing the centripetal force. And if centripetal force is acting, definitely bodies can move in circular path. Okay, now see. So on this body, this mass m, it is applying a force of F, no? That's all, no? This mass will attract this mass, no, with a force of F. And this mass also will attract the first mass with the same force of F only, because masses are same, distances are also same, no? So this force is, if it is F, this force also will be F only. Clear? Then what about this mass? This mass is attracting first mass again with some particular force of F1, and this force will be different because masses are equal, distances are not equal. No? Arthamatunda? This force and this force, they are equal, but the force between this mass and this mass, they are not equal, because masses, though they are equal, distances are not same. Are you able to understand now? So therefore, if I want to calculate this F value, first of all I need to calculate this distance, no? This distance I don't know. So let us first of all find out the distance. Okay ma? F1 I can calculate very easily. Okay ma? F1 I can calculate very easily. How can I calculate F1? F1 is equals to g m1 m2 divided by r square. So g, mass of this one is also capital M, mass of this one is also capital M, distance is r plus r only, no? 2 times of radius, so 2r whole square. So this is F1. Okay, but to calculate F and F, I need to calculate this distance d. This distance d kaval kada, but this distance d I don't know. Okay, let us calculate. First of all, let us take this square which is present here. So this is the square which is present here, ma. So this distance is r. Okay, this distance is r. So therefore, this distance will be d by 2, no? This distance will be d by 2, and this distance also will be d by 2. Total distance, if I take it as d. Clear, no? What is this angle? 45 degrees. So split this r into 2 components, r sin 45, r cos 45. Can I split like this? Split chechu. Adjacent side is r cos 45. Umesh vinatam ledu. R cos 45. Opposite side is r sin 45. So r cos 45 is nothing but d by 2 number. R cos 45 and d by 2 both are same. So therefore, what is the d value? D value is r into 2 into cos 45. That's all. So 2 into r into cos 45 is 1 by root 2. So therefore, root 2 into r. So this is a d value. D value I have calculated, no? So D value is how much more? Root 2 times of R. So this total distance is root 2 into R. Once I calculate D value, now I can calculate F value, no? F value means this force and this force. They are called as F value. Clear? So F is equal to, again same formula, G m1 m2 divided by R square. So G is G only, capital M into capital M divided by, now instead of R I have to write D. D value is how much more? Root 2R whole square. So G m square divided by 2R square. Are you able to understand? So that is the, which value? That is F value. So therefore on this first mass, there are 3 forces which are acting. So 2 F forces and 1 F1 force. Ante kada? Are you able to understand? No? On this mass M1, first mass, totally how many forces? F force, F1 force. So if you add all these 3 forces, then I will get resultant force. So how can I add these 3 forces? Directly add chesacha? Cheyalem. They are vectors. No? You have to use vector method. Are you able to understand? See, now let us see how can I calculate. See, F and F, they are equal, no? F and F, they are equal. So therefore resultant of F and F, how can I calculate? So let us call that force to be F2. Resultant of F and F I will call to be F2, and it will be exactly in the middle, no? ఆ F2 ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది? ఖచ్చితంగా మధ్యలో ఉంటుంది, because these 2 forces they are equal. Okay, so F2 how can I calculate? 2F cos theta by 2. Already I said this equation is very important, no? If 2 forces are equal, రెండు forces ఈక్వల్గా ఉండి, okay, 1 minute, 2 forces if they are equal and they are separated by some angle, what is the angle between them? 90 degrees. Then that formula I can use, 2F cos theta by 2. Clear, no? So 2 into 4. F value already I have calculated. F value is this much. How much is the F value? F value is how much? So G m square divided by 2R square multiplied by cos theta by 2. This is F value. F1 value is this one. This is F1. This is F value. Are you able to understand, no? So therefore theta value 90, no? Cos 90 by 2 is how much? Cos 45. Okay, so therefore 2 and 2 I can cancel. So Gm square divided by R square multiplied by 1 by root 2. So Gm square divided by root 2 into R square. So what is this value? This is F2. Okay, so F2 is acting in the direction of F1 only, no? So therefore what is the net force? Net force on mass number 1 is how much more? F1 plus F2. I have to add both the forces, no? Why I am adding both of them? Because they are in the same direction. Rendu oke direction lo unnai kada, F2 and F1. Add cheyandi mari. So F2 is how much more? So Gm square divided by root 2 R square. Okay, plus, and F1 already I have calculated, no? How much? So G m square divided by 4R square. Okay, so therefore shall I rub this one? చూస్తాకి ఇది ఎగిరిపోయిందేమో అనుకున్నాను. Okay, now see. So therefore we have added all the forces acting on one mass, no? So Gm square by, this is not into, this is plus. మీరు ఇంటూ అనుకున్నారు, మళ్ళీ ఇంటూ లాగానే వచ్చింది అనేసుకునిందా? వెరీ గుడ్, ఇంటెలిజెంట్ స్టూడెంట్స్. ఓకే, so therefore let us calculate from here. Okay, so therefore what is the net force acting on each mass, net force acting on mass m1 is how much? So Gm square by R square I can take outside, no? So Gm square by R square if I take outside, then it is 1 by root 2 plus 1 by 4. Okay, so this is the net force acting on each mass. ఒక్కొక్క మాస్ పైన ఇంత నెట్ ఫోర్స్ యాక్ట్ అవుతుంది, అండ్ దిస్ నెట్ ఫోర్స్ ఈజ్ రెస్పాన్సిబుల్ ఫర్ ప్రొవైడింగ్ సెంట్రిపిటల్ ఫోర్స్. అంతే కదా? సో ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ టేకింగ్ 4 masses, క్లియర్నమ్మా? 1 2 3 4. వాట్ ఈస్ ద నెట్ ఫోర్స్ ఆన్ ఈచ్ మాస్? దిస్ ఈస్ ద నెట్ ఫోర్స్. క్లియర్? అండ్ నెట్ ఫోర్స్ ప్రొవైడ్స్ వాట్? అండ్ నెట్ ఫోర్స్ ఇస్ టువర్డ్స్ ద సెంటర్ ఓన్లీ, నో? నెట్ ఫోర్స్ ఏ డైరెక్షన్లో ఉంది? టువర్డ్స్ ద సెంటర్. So therefore this net force provides the centripetal force that is responsible for moving of these masses in circular path. And what is the equation for centripetal force? Mass is capital M, mv tangential square divided by r. Okay, so square and one mass get cancelled, one square and r also get cancelled. Okay, so therefore Vt is how much? It is a square root of gm by r multiplied by 1 by root 2 plus 1 by 4. That's all. So this is the tangential speed with which each mass is moving. Every mass is moving with same tangential speed. Clear, no? That's all. Very simple. See this question. So this is a sphere. Sphere means what? Solid sphere. Okay, ma? Sphere lo rendu rakalu unnai. Solid sphere, hollow sphere. But if nothing is mentioned, definitely it is a solid sphere. Are you able to understand? So what is the mass of the solid sphere? Mass is capital M and radius is capital R. So from this solid sphere, he is removing one sphere. He is cutting one sphere and removing. So he is not removing that from the center. He is removing that from the circumference. Okay, ma? So from here, another sphere, small sphere of radius r by 2 is cut and removed. And in the same direction, we are placing another mass, point mass, small m. Point mass is small m. Then what is the force of attraction between this remaining part of the solid sphere and this point mass m? That is the question. How can I do? Gravitational force of attraction between the removed remaining sphere, after which some mass is cut and removed, and this point mass is how much?
Sir, remaining the center of mass control.
Center of mass question kaadu. Question on gravitational force. Center of mass will definitely change because we are removing some mass, no? But why are you asking about center of mass? అమెరికాకి పోదామంటే అనకాపల్లి టికెట్ ఎంత అన్నట్టుంది మీరు. How can you answer this one? Very simple. See, here, if this sphere is not removed, if a small sphere is not removed, mass will be greater, no? If small sphere is not removed, mass will be greater. So force also will be greater because gravitational force depends on mass also, no? If mass is greater, gravitational force also will be greater. But here mass is removed, so gravitational force also reduces. Ante kada. And mass is also removed from the same side on which mass is this point mass is present. ఇది ఏ వైపు ఉందో ఆ వైపు నుంచి ఒక చిన్న మాస్ని తీసేస్తున్నాడు. So therefore what I can write is the net gravitational force on small m is how much? It is equals to, so gravitational force because of original sphere minus gravitational force because of removed sphere. Can I write like this? Can I write like this? Very simple, no? So if this mass is not cut and removed, mass cut chesi remove cheyaka mundu, this is the total gravitational force when total sphere was present. From this force, what I have to remove? Gravitational force only between small sphere and this point mass. If you remove this force, then that is the remaining force. That's all. Are you able to understand, ma? Let total force is 100 Newton. Okay? Sorry. Total force means here I have to write. Total force is 100 Newton. Total force means what? Force between original sphere and point mass. And force between small sphere and this one is only 40 Newton. Then what is the remaining force? 60 Newton. So this is the method which I am writing. That's all. Very simple. Okay? So therefore calculate force because of original sphere. Force between original sphere, can you say how can I calculate? Force between bigger sphere and this point mass before cutting and removing. What is this one? This is before cutting and removing. Can you say, ma? This is a point mass. Sphere, is it a point mass? No. Then can I apply Newton's law of gravitation or not? Apply cheyalevu. Already I said, for spherical bodies, they behave like point masses. Spherical bodies ఎలా behave చేస్తాయి? They behave like point masses only where total mass is concentrated at its center. So spherical bodies, definitely you can consider them as point masses and you can use the law of gravitation. So what is the law of gravitation? F is equal to G m1 m2 divided by r square. ఈ ఫార్ములా డైరెక్ట్గా మనం వాడుకోవచ్చు. So F is equals to G. What is the mass of total sphere? Capital M. What is the mass of this point mass? Small m. And what is the distance between them? Distance between them is 4r. That's all, no? 4r whole square. So therefore how much? F is equals to G capital M into small m divided by 16r square. So this is the original force between total sphere and point mass. Understood, no? Similarly, let us calculate what? Let us calculate force because of removed sphere. Okay, ma? Force because of removed sphere. Again, what is the formula? F is equals to G m1 m2 divided by r square. So F is equals to G. What is the mass of removed sphere, ma? Mass of removed sphere anta? We don't know. We don't know, no? So let us write it as m dash. Mass of removed sphere, is it given? No, so write m dash. Okay. Mass of point mass, small m. And what is the distance between this removed sphere and small point mass? 4r, right? 4r దీనికి సుబ్బారావు 4r minus r by 2, yes. Sima, this distance is r by 2, no? Total distance is, this distance is r. But this distance is only r by 2, no, ma? So I want which distance? I want only this distance. This is the distance between removed sphere and point mass. Removed sphere ki point mass ki ide kada distance. How much is the distance? Total distance is 4r minus how much distance I have to remove? R by 2. 4r minus r by 2. Okay, ma? So 8r minus r, 7r divided by 2. Clear? So therefore, distance between removed sphere and point mass is 7r by 2 whole square. Fine. M dash, how can I calculate? M dash, how can I calculate? M dash is what? Mass of the removed sphere. Adi ala find out chestam sir. Fraction of what? Volumes. Sima, this is a solid sphere, no? Solid sphere ki volume untundi kada. It means mass is distributed in volume. So you take the fraction of volumes, then you will get the fraction of mass. Okay. So m dash, how can I calculate? What is the volume of removed sphere, ma? 4 by 3 pi r by 3 r by 2 whole cube. That's all, no? 4 by 3 pi r cube is the formula of volume of a sphere. Volume of original bigger sphere, 4 by 3 pi r cube multiplied by total mass. Yeah. So this is the method in which I have to calculate the mass of the solid sphere, removed mass of the solid sphere. Okay, ma? So everything get cancelled. What I am left with? M dash is equals to m divided by 8. M by 8. Okay. Now substitute. Okay, ma? So therefore, substitute here. So therefore, F because of removed sphere is how much, ma? It is equals to G into m by 8 multiplied by mass is small m divided by 7r by 2 whole square. Okay. So therefore, what is the net force? Net force is how much, ma? Original sphere minus removed sphere. So G mm divided by 16r square minus G mm divided by 8 into 7r by 2 whole square. Okay. So just do this calculation. That is the net force acting on net force between a remaining part of the sphere and point mass. Are they the remaining force? Okay, ma? So that calculation you have to do. So answer I am writing, ma. Answer is 7. Avvaleda. Okay, ma. So do this calculation, ma. చూసినారా?